number of copies of his newest comic book,
I'm back.
Super
It's already
Crooks
starting.
#1. So National
So
Bookstore
I'm not gonna
was
talk for a while,
the
okay?
highest bidder for all the issues of Super Crooks. And one copy of Super Crooks signing pass at the registration table. So my dear guests, our next guest needs no introduction. Considered one of the industry's biggest and influential writers, he made his mark in the industry by writing The Authority in the early 1990s, moving on to some of Marvel's greatest characters, including the X-Men, Fantastic Four, Wolverine, Civil War, and his own creator-owned comic books, Wanted, Chosen, Kick-Ass, Nemesis, Superior, and now Super Crooks. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome best-selling comic book writer, Mark Millar! Sabay-sabay mga kapag... Mabuhay, Mark Millar! Mark, thank you so much for coming all the way over here.
¿Cómo está?
So Mark, I know that you hadn't had much sleep so far, suffering out from jet lag. What have been so far your initial impressions of Manila from your hotel to National Bookstore?
I can tell you everything about my hotel room because because of jet lag, I'm not getting to sleep until 8 a.m. every morning. So I'm awake all night watching Filipino soaps. You can ask me anything about Filipino soaps. But I've been sleeping from about 8 a.m. until 9:30 a.m. for 4 days. So I've had in total 6 hours sleep in 4 days, you know. So I normally look fantastic, you know, I just look tired.
So ladies and gentlemen, please let us know if you need a Scottish to English translator. We will bring him on stage right now.
We should have subtitles up here.
And now, ladies and gentlemen, as we welcome Mark here on stage, maybe in the meantime, Mark, we can also have the other guys here on stage. Would you like them here on stage as well? So ladies and gentlemen, please welcome here on stage Mark's award-winning team behind Super Crooks. Please welcome, he also needs no introduction, one of the industry's best artists and a homegrown Filipino. Please welcome Leinil Yu! Another groundbreaking comic book creator, he is the vanguard of Filipino comics, one of the best archivists of Filipino comic books, the award-winning creator of the Elmer comic book, and of course the inker right now on Super Crooks. Please welcome Mr. Gerry Alanguilang! And of course, rounding out the team right now, an international guest all the way from Indonesia. He's one of the first Indonesian artists to break in the US comic book industry. He has colored many of the top titles, including The Incredible Hulk and of course Super Crooks. He has his own company in Indonesia for illustration called Stellar Labs, and also founded the online comic book publisher Mako. Please welcome Mr. Sunny Go! So again, another round of applause, guys. This is your Super Crooks team. So ladies and gentlemen, as we proceed with this afternoon, we'll just ask a couple of questions and we'll not keep it too long so you can start off with the signing. But of course, we'd like to ask Mark certain things before we start. So Mark, I think what everybody here wants to know, we have both comic book fans here right now, plus aspiring comic book writers. What they want to know is, what is the secret origin of Mark Millar? How did you get started in the comic book industry?
Well, what's useful is I can't do anything else. I've got no other skills. I can't drive. You know, I've got no qualifications. All I can do is write comic books. So I do this for a living, you know. But I've been doing it since I was 4 years old. I started doing it when I was before school, and I would little comics and sell them to my own family and charge them money for it too. But I didn't know that photocopiers existed, so I used to hand draw 10 issues of each one, like the whole comic 10 times, and then sell them to my family. So I've done it my entire life. I can't remember not doing this job.
And tell us a bit more about how you broke into the to the U.S. comic book industry. I guess that's where you made your big break. But before you made your big break, what were the little tiny steps you took towards becoming a quote-unquote superstar comic book writer?
Well, yeah, it's true. I mean, you start off working for free. In the UK, I started doing like black and white independent comics, and then I got to do 2000 AD. Do you guys know Judge Dredd, like 2000 AD and everything? So I worked there for a few years, then DC for a few years, and then Marvel, and then eventually my own company over the last couple of years. So it's been 20 years, it's been a long time. Although I only look 25, I'm 42, I've been doing this for a long, long time now. And it's lovely, you know, because I've really loved every stage of that journey. It's been really exciting, and I get to come here, and, you know, it's cool.
And I know we spoke about this earlier. You have a certain love and reverence for our Filipino artists. In particular, you mentioned two of them whom both of them dearly departed and very dear to us many Filipinos. You have Tony De Zuniga, and of course you also have Alfredo Alcala.
Yeah.
If you could tell us a bit more how their work informed your own work right now.
Well, when I first started reading comics as a little boy in the 1970s, all the Hang on, stand up, let's have a look at you.
Stand up, guys, stand up over there. All of you stand up.
Do you know, you look kind of Scottish, you look as if you could be my children. Let's do this, let's adopt you. I'll